Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. MLB Thursday, which means it's a very weak slate. There's only 5 games on the board. In this video, I'm going to go through Arizona, San Francisco. As I'm recording this, I'm a little down. Houston just lost in extra innings, and that makes 3. In the last 24 hours, I've lost 3 games in extra innings. MLB is just butchering me the last 48 hours, man. Season started off so great. This is looking like 3 losing days in a row for me, so hopefully that turns around. Luckily, Toast is red hot carrying the team because I've had 3 rough days in a row. But yeah, I'm doing Arizona, San Francisco in this video. Let's roll.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, like I said, we got D-backs on the road in San Francisco. Giants are minus 175 favorites, and the total sitting at 7.5. On the mound for Arizona, we have Ryan Nelson. Pitching for San Francisco, Logan Webb. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet and check this out. According to the model, we are deadlocked. 2.32 apiece after 5 innings. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, down to 100th of a run. Pretty close after the full game too, 4.4, 4.1. So maybe a slight lean towards Arizona, but not much there. So let's start with the matchup for Logan Webb against the Arizona offense. Snakes have decent lifetime numbers against Logan Webb. 135 career plate appearances between the Arizona bats. 296 average. So they're hitting 296 off from lifetime, but just 724 OPS, so not a ton of power there. Logan Webb's last 7 starts against Arizona, he's just 1-3, 3.79 ERA and a 129 WHIP. So it's not like he has terrible numbers, but Arizona has beaten him. He's actually allowed 3+ runs in 4 of his last 7 starts against the Snakes. And it actually looks even worse. This is rare for Logan Webb. He's usually much better at home. In his last 3 home starts against Arizona, he's just 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA and a 129 WHIP. Those are high numbers for Logan Webb at home. He's usually very good in San Francisco. So far this season, Logan Webb off to a bit of a slow start. I mean, his numbers look fine. 3.80 ERA and 139 WHIP. Just not as elite as we're used to seeing from Logan Webb. But check this out. Webb is really struggling against left-handed bats this season. A 2.09 WHIP. Over 2 base runners per inning against lefties, 4.14 WOBA. See, his numbers against righties look fine. Now, the good news is Arizona is not a lineup that's loaded with lefties. In fact, with the injuries to Perdomo and Thomas, they're only going to have 4 left-handed bats in their lineup. But the bad news is look at who those 4 bats are. Carroll, Marte, Peterson, those are all lefties, some of the best bats in the Snakes lineup. Now, this Arizona lineup has been pretty average against right-handed pitching so far this season. 17th in WRC+, 14th in isolated power, 12th in on-base percentage. But it's weird. Check this out. Most of their damage have come against righty starters. In innings 1 through 5, Arizona's 6th, 5th, and 6th against right-handed pitching. In innings 6 through 9, 25th, 25th, and 18th in on-base percentage. So Arizona, not the greatest numbers against right-handed pitching. They are getting to righty starters, though. The last 9 righty starters to pitch against Arizona, 6.70 ERA and a 142 WHIP. Now, it is definitely worth noting who those righty starters are. Kyle Hendricks, Ben Brown, Michaelis, Gibson, Quantrill, Strider. There's Strider in there. Giel and Feltner, Quantrill. So, I mean, not exactly the all-star team there pitching against Arizona, but they're definitely tagging up righty starters. That being said, Spencer Strider was really the only good righty starter they've seen, and they actually got to Strider. 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, and 5 earned runs. So Logan Webb will be the toughest test to date this year for Arizona with the exception of Strider. Overall, the matchup on this side, Logan Webb is a guy I trust. I've bet him in the first 5 a lot over the years. I trust him at home even more. Don't absolutely love the fact that Arizona has had some success against them, but I think he gets the job done. He should pitch a decent game here at home. The other matchup is Ryan Nelson against San Francisco's offense. Through 3 career starts against the Giants, Nelson's actually had a lot of success. 1-0 with a 3.44 ERA and a 1.15 WHIP. Those are solid numbers. That being said, we have to mention this year's Giants lineup looks a lot different than the Giants lineup of last year. The current Giants lineup lifetime, 957 OPS against Ryan Nelson. They're hitting 323 off him. So, yeah, he's had success against the Giants, but not this Giants. I will say, though, the fact that this game's being played in San Francisco is definitely a positive for Ryan Nelson. You probably heard Prop Beaver say it on the live show 100 times. He always brings this up. This dude cannot pitch at home. So this game being in San Francisco is actually a positive. Look at this dude's home-away splits. This is over the course of his career. At home, he's got a 7.11 ERA, WOBA over 400, a 181 WHIP, 606 expected FIP. Look at those numbers on the road. He's actually got great career numbers on the road. So this number being on the road is definitely a positive for Ryan Nelson. If you look at his 2 starts in San Francisco last year, they were lights out. 1-0 with a 1.98 ERA and an 0.95 whip. He's had no problem pitching in this ballpark. And it gets even better for Ryan Nelson. This Giants lineup just can't seem to hit righties right now. If you look at their numbers on the season, they don't look that bad. 18th, 19th, 19th. I mean, that's not terrible, but they're doing most of that damage against righties out of the bullpen. In innings 1 through 5 against right-handed pitchers, they're 28th, 25th, and 27th. So they've been tagging up righty arms out of the bullpen, but against righty starters, they really haven't gotten the job done. The last 8 righty starters to pitch against the Giants combined for a 2.13 ERA and a 1.06 whip. So righty starters are not having problems pitching good games against the Giants. And Ryan Nelson seems to be coming around a little bit. He started off the season getting absolutely smoked at home by the Yankees, 5 hits, 4 walks, and 5 runs. But he bounced back in his last 2 starts against the Braves and the Cardinals. In those 2 games, a 3.27 ERA and a 1.18 whip. And even with the Cardinals' struggles, this Giants lineup will be by far his easiest matchup. So the fact that this game's on the road, I don't trust the Giants lineup. I think Nelson's going to deal also. So before we even look at the bullpen, I like the first 5 under here.
So when we take a look at the bullpen matchup here, you can see Arizona's bullpen has definitely been better. But I think we know that the Giants' bullpen is the better unit. It's just they haven't been that good to start this season. So Arizona's bullpen has been slightly better, but look at the usage here. They are absolutely taxed. Now, this chart doesn't include Wednesday, and these main arms here got the day off, so I would imagine Ginkel and Castro will be available for Arizona if they need them. But here's the thing. When we swing it over and look at San Francisco's bullpen, Duvall just pitched again tonight. So Duvall pitched on Monday and Wednesday. I don't know if he's going to be available. And Tyler Rogers threw again tonight as well. Tyler Rogers threw 13 pitches and Duvall threw 13. So, I mean, it's not a huge pitch count, but I don't know if they're going to bring out Duvall or Tyler Rogers for a 3rd time in 4 nights, and they just pitched last night. So both these bullpens kind of gassed. I actually think there's value here on an Arizona bet. I like that first 5 under, and at the big plus price, I lean D-backs. I wish I could get the plus 1.5 at a cheaper price. It's all the way up at minus 150. So I might take a shot in Arizona money line here at plus 145, but I think first 5 under is the move here. If you want our top bets for all sports, or you'd like to join the Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. The information's right there on the homepage. Live show, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. We'll go through every single game on the board. There's only 5, but we'll go through them all. Let's have ourselves a nice Thursday. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.